Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a little bit colder weather. We thought summer was upon us last week, although Monday, Tuesday I played up in Turnberry and played in a t-shirt, and now I have the woolly hat and Under Armour and two jumpers on. But today I want to talk a little bit about putting, a little bit about my putters, a little bit of why I've changed and why James Robinson has encouraged me to change. I obviously played this week, like I said, and struggled. Played the first round, played with a ping answer. You will have seen, and people have commented that I did change putters, and I did go to the one here, which I'm going to show you shortly, or after we've done a little bit of testing with this one. But it struggled very much on the greens. It was linked greens. They were good greens. They were rolled. They were fast. They were exceptional for this time of year, probably before the snow anyway. And I really struggled with pace. And one big thing whilst I've been playing against James is I've been struggling with starting the ball on line. A tendency of mine is always to miss right, the face always to be a little bit open. So all we've done is I've looked at this putter, has very much a lot of toe hang, and again people think that encourages you to close it, but it works in the opposite way. Like we've discussed before, the lightest part of the putter is the toe, so in transition sometimes that will lag behind and stay open. So that will stay open, then encourage me to miss right. That makes it harder for me on left to rights. On right to lefts, I then have to adjust as well. So it's starting to make me a little bit more, less confident over the ball. And I would say putting is the strength of my game. It certainly wasn't at Turnberry until I switched over, and then I was a lot more solid. So what I want to show you is when you go for a fitting, what we're going to do today is I'm going to hit some putts, look at the numbers on here on the screen, and start to see why and how that is the new putter that I will be using is more consistent. And when you go, you might be somebody who really likes a face balance. I haven't gone polar opposite. I haven't gone straight to something that's face balance. I've gone in between. So something that's going to help me, something that still gives me a little bit of confidence over it, something that feels good to me, a different face, a white hot face, or a little bit softer. But as you know before, I did use a Rossi, and I'm used to the face and the feel of that. But let's see some numbers and see how it compares. So just like outside, I'm going to line the ball up. I'm going to make sure that I do the same each time with both putters. That's aligned good now. So in and do my practice swings, looking at the hole as if I would. And then let's get in. And let's hit the putt. So, very much a tendency that I saw in Turnberry. A little bit out to the right, so good tempo. Unfortunately, 2.5 degrees, 2.6 degrees out to the right, it will be on screen, and 2.2 degrees with the face open. So that has changed. That has missed right for me. And again, like I say, that's something that I saw a lot in Turnberry with this putter. And then once I started to miss the shorter putts, then the pace starts to go because you're trying to get it ever so close. You get a little bit tense, you get a little bit tight, and then it starts to have a negative effect. And that can be something just as changing the putter, making sure it is correct for you. So good roll. As always with technology, my luck, it didn't pick that one up. So it was a good roll. It did slightly miss again. But let's get back in here. I want to hit 3 putts with each putter and really get a feel of what this is doing. So at the moment, not so good with the answer. Okay, just caught the edge. Tendency there, again this will be on screen guys, but 0.9 open, so 1 degree open. As we know from 10 feet, or as you will know now, from 10 feet that is going to miss the hole on a straight putt. So luckily there I was a little bit shorter than 10 feet, it just caught the right side and did fall in. If that was a longer putt, that would have missed the hole. One other big thing is the path is out to the right, so my tendency with this putter is to get the path working out to the right. So a few things that I need to work on there. Tempo's not too bad, lie angle is a little bit toe up. So I'm going to now change over and start to see what are the tendencies with the Nano. What we can also do on here is select multiple putts. So I'm going to select the last 2 putts this has picked up. And we can get the average there. So it's saying the average for me there from those 2 putts that it did pick up. Tempo wise is very good. We're hitting slightly up, taking a little bit of loft off, which is what I would like to see. We're not losing too much energy, but most of it is lost from hitting the heel, which is consistent to the path working out to the right by 2.3 and the face being 1.6 open. So let's change this over now. Let's get the, well, I'll show you the putter first. I'll show you why I've gone for it and what the differences are. And we will load it up and compare. And this is, again, when you go for a fitter, when you go for a putting lesson, even in a putting lesson, I had a guy in yesterday who was here for putting, trying to improve, and the putter needed to change, a little bit of a change, a different neck style. That was able to get him more consistent numbers with inside tour average. So just changing the neck, we didn't change the length of the putter, we changed the neck design. That was able to give him a little bit less toe hang as well. He was then able to control the face a lot better. So it's these kind of things that you want to see when you're going for a putter fitting, or even in a putter lesson. You might be advised to get a new putter because a putter might work a little bit better for you more consistently, depending if you only play once or twice a week. None of us are like the pros who get paid a lot of money to do it full time. Obviously they're going to be able to practice every day, 3 or 4 hours a day. If you can't do that, we might then need to look at something that just from your setup and from your technique gives you a more consistent roll, a more consistent start line, and at the end of the day, holds you more putts. So guys, here is the putter. So the White Hot OG 7 Nano. So one big thing you will see here, so you see here the flange neck, and it is the Fang number 7 design. And that's something that I have used before, so I have used the number 7 before. I did used to have one of those. The flange neck, I haven't seen many of these on this style of putter. And when James first gave it me, pretty much just like the Cobra irons, I wasn't so sure about them. But again, hitting some putts with it, pace control was a lot better. And although you'll see, the blade length is a lot longer there. So we have got nearly an extra 1.5 inches on the putter, on the Ping Answer. I was still able to feel confident I'm going to hit the centre of the face. There's not as much room for me to be off-centred hits, so maybe it being that little bit shorter has made me a little bit more conscious that I can't really be too much out. I can't have much off-centred hits because I'm going to miss the putter. But with this putter as well, very slight toe hang, so a lot less than the Ping Answer. So if I hold those two up together, which is the good old test, you will see less toe hang. So less toe hang on that, only a little amount of difference between the 2 putters, but you see that could make the big difference. I certainly felt a lot more comfortable because it was smaller, so I felt like I had to be more in control of the putter head. The weight of it with the Stroke Lab shaft did feel great. And from here, I was able to get a very good and consistent. Good. So lipped out left, little bit pacey. But numbers straight away on there. Club face, 0.3 open. Path, the elusive 0.0, which will be on screen. We've taken a little bit of loft off. We've gained 1.3% of energy. And the tempo with this putter, it does swing and accelerate a little bit more consistently. And that's one of the big things we start to see, again, with this Stroke Lab shaft. Like I say, guys, comment below if you've got one. How has it changed your putting? How much better does it feel compared to a normal steel shaft? Oof. And again, didn't pick that one up. So let's have another go. So it seems like it wants to do the same as the Odyssey. Pick the first one up, miss the second one, and hopefully we get this third one. So good. So let's go on to the average there of those two. Path 0.5 out to the right, face 0.5 open. So let's get an average of those two. Let's take those two off. And let's get an average. So we saw that the face was 1.6 on average, the path was 2 degrees out to the right. So let's look at those ones now, those stats. So it's showing that the path as an average is 0.2 degrees out to the right and the face is 0.4 degrees open. So the difference there, guys, you can see is 1.2 in regards to the face and nearly 2 degrees in regards to path. So a little bit of change of the neck, a little bit change of the head design with the weight and potentially the shaft has had a massive effect. Obviously on day one I did miss quite a lot of shorter putts, so inside 6 feet, missed them all to the right. The second day I think I only missed 1 out of maybe 10 putts from inside 6 feet, which is pretty good in regards to changing a putter in a tournament. I would never suggest that, but it just happened to be in my car and I felt that it couldn't be any worse than having the ping out there again for the second day. So getting the numbers, guys, is very important. Maybe a little bit of change to the neck, a little bit of change, not a lot of change in how much toe hang the putter has. It's still a toe hang putter and it's still ever so slightly open. So maybe I could look again down the line, comment below if you want to see that, at something even more face balance or ever so slightly toe hang. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully that's given you an insight as to why I've changed my putter, the numbers, and unfortunately James Robinson on this occasion was right. That is a rarity. But the numbers have done the talking. The numbers have proved that this putter is a better fit for me than my ping answer. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Again, comment below, guys, what else would you like to see in regards of putters in the coming weeks? And I'll see you again later on in the week.